Our first stop is the Sun. Hold on. We are already in the Sun. The only star in the solar system that we can't get too close to, since its temperature is very high. The Sun is the center of the system and all the planets orbit around it. Some interesting facts about this star. The Sun is huge. The diameter of the Sun is 109 times that of the Earth. The Sun is a large sphere of hot gas, which is made up mostly of hydrogen and helium. If we traveled on a passenger plane from the Earth to the Sun, we would need 20 years to reach our destination. Now that's a long trip. I can't stand this heat, let's go. Next stop. The solar system. To the smallest planet in the solar system, Mercury. We are already on Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun. Even so, it is not the hottest because its atmosphere is very thin and does not trap the Sun's rays. There is even ice in some cold and dark areas where the rays do not reach. Gray in color and has many craters. Mercury, on this planet no life has been found. Today I will be the one to tell you some interesting facts about it. Years ago it was covered by graphite, a mineral that is used to make pencil leads, and still exists today. Did you know that Mercury is the planet that rotates the fastest around the Sun? It moves at 50 kilometers per second and takes 88 Earth days to make one turn. As you have already seen, Mercury has meteor showers that make it the largest planet in the solar system. Mercury is so small that its gravitational force is lower than on Earth. This means that 1 gram on Earth is equivalent to 0.38 grams of mercury. We already know a few facts about Mercury. The solar system. The next planet we will visit will be Venus. We are already on Venus, the hottest planet in the solar system. It has a very dense atmosphere, which causes a greenhouse effect, trapping the Sun's rays, and that's why it is so hot here. Welcome to Venus, the planet of love. There was a big ocean here like on Earth, and that is why it is possible that there was life, but the ocean disappeared for unknown reasons. I will tell you some more facts about the name. Venus comes from the Roman goddess of love and beauty. Because its brightness reminded of her. Venus is also known as the morning star or evening star, because from Earth you can only see it at dawn or dusk. There is a lot of volcanic activity on this planet, and we can find basaltic rocks, such as those used for construction. Did you know that the rotational motion of Venus is opposite to that of the other planets in the solar system? More than 40 unmanned spacecraft have explored this planet. Did you like this quick tour of Venus? The next destination will be the solar system. The Earth. We are already on Earth, a planet full of life. That is why it is so important to care for and protect the environment. I will tell you some interesting facts about this planet. Like the rest of the planets, the Earth revolves around the Sun, and it takes 365 days to make one turn for this movement. It is called translation of the Earth, thanks to the translation of the Earth. We have different seasons of the year, and the days and nights have different durations at the same time the Earth rotates on itself. And it takes 24 hours to make a complete turn. This movement is called rotation. The rotation of the Earth that is responsible for the succession of day and night and for the changes in temperature and temperature changes. Night and temperature changes. You know that many years ago, people thought that the Earth was flat like a pizza. Now you can see that the Earth is shaped like a sphere. About 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water. Great things we have learned. We continue our journey. We are going to the moon. The solar system. The Moon. We are already on the Moon, the only natural satellite the planet Earth has. We always see the same face of the Moon because it takes the same time to rotate around itself as it takes to go around the Earth. There are many craters on the Moon that are formed by the meteorite rain that hits the surface. The Moon, so far, no life has been found yet. But we know that the force of gravity exerted by the Moon allows life on the Moon. It is responsible for the tides, and if it has sea level, it would raise the coasts. On the Moon, we can find several minerals, for example ilmenite, from which oxygen can be obtained. The Moon is the only place outside the Earth where human beings have been. The first man to set foot on the Source and the Ostro in 1969 on the Apollo 11 mission. 1969 on the Apollo 11 mission. The distance between the Moon and the Earth is 384,400 kilometers, although it seems to be close. It's close. You know, they could fit all the planets in a line between them. Every year the Moon moves a little farther away from the Earth. The gravity on the Moon is less than on the Earth. Because of this difference in gravity on the Moon, you would have to walk in leaps and bounds. The Solar System. We are already on Mars. We call the red planet by its color, but the name Mars comes from the god of war in Roman mythology. Mars comes from the god of war in Roman mythology. Mars is similar to the Earth, it has seasons, volcanoes, and mountains, but it is smaller and has no water. There are many wind and dust storms. In the past, there was water in the depths of Mars, but it has not been confirmed if there is life on it, although some NASA photographs show the possible presence of life. I will tell you some interesting facts about it. Due to the high volcanic activity on Mars, the mineral tridymite is formed. One of its volcanoes is Mount Olympus, the largest in the solar system. It is 3 times higher than Everest. Mars has 2 moons orbiting around it, Phobos and Deimos. Phobos is slowly approaching and will eventually collide with Mars. Did you know that the first person to see Mars with a telescope was Galileo Galilei in 1610? The Solar System.
We are already on Jupiter, the giant planet. It is the first gaseous planet in the solar system. We cannot land on it. No, it has a solid surface, because it's made up of gases and liquids. An inner core that is solid, and as big as the Earth. Jupiter is huge. Life is not possible on Jupiter, but there could be life on one of its moons, which is called Europa and has a giant ocean. Jupiter is the planet with the fastest rotational motion, so a day on Jupiter lasts only 10 Earth hours. Jupiter's atmosphere has 3 layers of clouds that form the colors we see. Did you see that big red spot? It's a giant storm. Did you know that there have been 7 aerial explorations of Jupiter? Jupiter has more than 60 moons, the most famous of which are Europa, Ganymede and Castor. There are so many that it can be considered a mini solar system. I think we are done here, so let's move on to Saturn.
The Solar System.
We are already on Saturn, the planet of the rings. Its rings, made up of rocks and asteroids, are very famous because they are the only ones that can be seen from the Earth with a telescope. We can't land on it, because it doesn't have a solid surface. It is made of gases and liquids. Look how beautiful it is. Wow, like the one in your advertisements. Life is not possible on Saturn because the temperature is very low and can reach 180 degrees below zero. Saturn's atmosphere contains helium, a gas used for magnetic resonance imaging and spacecraft. It is the second largest planet after Jupiter. Saturn's winds are very fast, reaching 300 kilometers an hour and forming a hexagon at the North Pole. Did you know that the first person to see the rings of Saturn was Galileo Galilei in 1610? The gravity on Saturn is lower than on Earth, but still the highest on the planet.
The solar system.
We are already in Uranus, the ice giant. We cannot land because it has no solid surface, it is composed of gases and liquids now, it is not very far from the Sun, and has only been visited by the unmanned spacecraft called Voyager 2. We have already arrived at Uranus. Uranus is a very cold planet that does not meet the necessary conditions. Although Uranus is much bigger than the Earth, its gravity is very similar to ours because it is not very dense. You know that Uranus rotates vertically, all the other planets rotate horizontally. Uranus also has rings, although they are quite difficult to see. In the atmosphere of Uranus, there is methane, which can be used as a fuel. It is this gas that gives Uranus its distinctive blue color.
The solar system.
Neptune is the planet furthest from the Sun. We are already on Neptune, the icy giant. Its temperature is around 218 degrees below zero. It has been visited once by the unmanned spacecraft Voyager 2 in an aerial exploration. We arrived at the last planet Neptune. The very low temperature makes life on this planet impossible. Neptune's gravity is very similar to Earth's. It is a large planet, but not very dense because it is made up of gases and liquids. In Neptune's atmosphere, there is hydrogen, helium and methane, which can be used as fuel. This gas gives its atmosphere its blue color. As the farthest planet from the Sun, it has a long distance to travel around the Sun. It takes 164 Earth years to make one complete revolution. That's a very long year. The name refers to the Roman god of the oceans because it is a blue-colored planet. Blue planet. It has been a pleasure to have shared this journey with you. See you soon, friends. You have accomplished your mission now to return to Earth, to explain your discoveries about the solar system.
¿Te ha gustado el vídeo? Tenemos mucho más. Suscríbete al canal Cultura de todo el mundo, haciendo clic en la foto.